There's less than a week left until Halloween. You've spent the last 72 hours searching the internet for last-minute Halloween costume ideas, only to come up with Sandy from Grease, Minnie Mouse, a Visco girl. None of these satisfy your deep, dark soul. You want something truly terrifying. Well, you've come to the right place. As many of you know, I am not a high schooler anymore. I am not even a college student anymore. Halloween is definitely a less significant part of my life than it ever was, but that doesn't mean I don't want to celebrate and come up with a costume that will actually scare people. I originally wanted to be Madonna from her first Like a Virgin performance. I managed to find a large white tutu as well as a bridal veil at some local thrift stores, but I couldn't find any of the other pieces I needed. I'm feeling a lot of pressure because last year I dressed as Phoebe Bridgers and she reposted me on Instagram, which was and still is the highlight of my life. So in a last-minute frenzied fever dream, I made 3 costumes out of the pieces I already have, using inspiration from the most terrifying place on this planet, Facebook.com. The first costume I've created is a Facebook memory from 2009. To make this costume, you will need an old band tee, a tutu, socks, stockings, high-top Converse, unlaced, some sort of garish chain necklace, jelly bracelets and/or hair ties, fingerless gloves, straight, unnaturally colored hair, and a beanie. Since I wasn't going to commit to dyeing my hair for this video, I took the wig that I wore for my Phoebe Bridgers costume last year and pulled the side bangs ridiculously far over to one side, covering one eye. If you really wanted to commit to this costume, you would add some poorly applied winged eyeliner, but since I had to film the intro after this portion, I decided not to do that. I've had this Mayday Parade tee for a few years since I went to their 10-year reunion tour, but it is identical to the one that you could have picked up in 2007. Now, the tutu wasn't something I would have worn on a daily basis, but it was something that I frequently saw at Hot Topic and begged my mom to purchase. As an added bonus, you can throw in a cheap guitar that your parents bought you and you proceeded to never learn how to play. If you're going to a party, make sure you're headbanging regardless of what type of music is playing, and make sure to tell everyone you see that you're so random and that "rar" means I love you in dinosaur. The next scariest thing I encounter on a regular basis as a 23-year-old Facebook user is some girl from my hometown who is already pregnant and/or married. Obviously, this costume is not to make fun of the girl or her choices because that would be very unfeminist of me, but I think the mere idea of marriage and pregnancy at my age is truly terrifying. So for this costume, I am using the veil that I mentioned before that I thrifted at the Goodwill outlet, the tutu from L Train Vintage, a plain white tee, and some cowboy boots. Now, I am from the South, and the cowboy boots might be particularly targeting that genre of 23-year-old mom, so of course you could replace the footwear with whatever your local high schoolers wear to their post-graduation wedding. You don't need to buy anything special to create the pregnant belly unless you want it to actually look realistic. I just shoved some things from around the house inside my shirt and then tucked the front of it into the top of the tutu. Another great accessory for this outfit would be an army husband. Of course, I have nothing but respect for the troops. I am just playing off of trends that I've seen on Facebook. The only issue you might have when you're getting down with your pregnant self is that your womb might slip out from the bottom of your abdomen. Of course, if this happens, you can just say that you had an emergency cesarean. The last costume we will be discussing today is by far the most terrifying. Something I also see a lot about on Facebook, especially from people who deny that it is something to be terrified about at all: the greenhouse gases. For this costume, I'm wearing the same tutu as before, I'm wearing the same t-shirt, and I put my hair up into a ridiculously tall ponytail with a white organza scrunchie. I was recently gifted these by a lovely woman on Instagram. I will link her down below. She might be kind of upset to see how I'm using her scrunchies, but that's an issue for another time. The last 2 key pieces of this outfit are the wedding veil, which I tucked into the back of my shirt rather uncomfortably, and little note cards or squares of paper listing the most common greenhouse gases. If you're worried that this outfit makes you look like a chemistry fairy rather than a greenhouse gas, I have several options for you. One, if you vape, you could go around the party taking enormous rips from your device, blow them in people's ears, and whisper, "We have 50 years left to live." Since I don't want to endorse vaping and that option is a little less practical, you could make this into a couples or group costume. If you have a friend or partner who can dress as the Earth, you can go around the party kicking them, chasing them, generally terrorizing them. You can even carry around one of those candle lighters, whip it around your finger like you're an old-fashioned cowboy, and light it in the direction of your poor friend dressed as the Earth. And lastly, you could have a friend dress as either our friend Greta or our friend Al and have them chase you around the party the entire night. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a little bit different from my usual content, but doing stupid shit like this is actually something that I really enjoy. Let me know if you liked it, let me know if you want to see more funny videos, or you want me to just stick to my fashion content. The next video is definitely going to be a thrift haul, so don't worry if you hated this. Don't forget to follow me on Depop, it's at Haley in the Details. I'm selling some pieces on there right now that you might be able to get last minute and use as a costume, but I'm also just selling cute clothes for your everyday life. Also remember to follow me on Instagram, it's at Haley Walker. There I'm gonna be asking you guys about what content you wanna see. Leave a comment below which costume you thought was the scariest, and let me know what you're gonna be for Halloween. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.